I did this little tip in just with some washi tape, and I added actual flowers from my garden. Hi everyone, welcome back. And today I am working in my junk journal on Junk Journal January, day 13. This prompt is garden. And I am a huge gardener and I love having flowers in my journal. And it's so funny because like this is the next page, which is very flowery. But if you saw my spread for eclectic, I made a tag out of a birthday card. So here's the birthday card that my mother gave me. And what I have decided, I was going to cut out the bike and do some other things, but I have decided that I'm going to do a tip-in with this. So I am going to use some washi. Use this gold because like who doesn't love gold, right? So in my garden, I have bicycles. So that is the other reason that this card made me think of this. So I have a really old Schwinn, like with a basket that I always keep full of flowers. Or evergreens or whatever the season is. And then I have this old three-wheeled bicycle that has an enormous basket, and I fill that with flowers every year. And I have one more bicycle that we haven't done anything with yet. And I've been thinking about it. And I asked my husband what I think I want to do with it. I want to hang it on a tree, you know, like, so it looks like it's like suspended in the air. If I ever do that, I'll post a picture. But I think that's what I want to do, you know. I'm a huge fan of Wizard of Oz. So, you know, it would be very Miss Gulch, right? Like spinning off into the sky. Oh, I could put a witch on it for Halloween. Well, anyway, I just really like bicycles. And I have a very cool bicycle. And it has a basket with flowers on it because if you have a bicycle, you have to have a basket with flowers on it. And I have a bell. And I have it all. But we also have an old like the pipe that comes up out of the ground with the spout for like the old well, you know, where you would like crank the handle, sorry, to get the water out. So we have one of those. And on top of it, is an old mailbox. My father-in-law lived here before us, and he drilled a hole in the bottom of the mailbox and set the mailbox on the pipe, and I painted a bicycle basket and like part of a bicycle with flowers on the mailbox. And I might have a picture of it. If I have a picture of it, I'll have my husband who does the editing pop that in here. So my garden, it would look like this. But then what I have done is I've got some flowers from my garden. So these are pictures. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, it's kind of bumpy there. I'm gonna glue this on. So these are flowers from my garden, and we have 7 acres. And this is Monarda, if you're not familiar with it, bee balm. And I have this in multiple places around the property. And in the back of the property, actually in the front too now, because it's gotten that big, I have a stand of it that is like 20 feet wide and 30 feet across. I mean, it's amazing. 2 different colors, this pink and kind of a purple, and it's just incredible. It makes me so happy. And when we first moved here, you know, I would go back there and I would look at it and smell it and take pictures of it. And my husband looked at me one day and he said, you know that we live here and this is our house and these are your flowers and you can pick as many of them as you would like. And so I pick them all the time. I actually pick them, and I buy vases at the dollar store, or I save empty jars and bottles, and I give them away to people at work because everybody wants flowers. Even if you don't think you want flowers, you do. Especially if somebody gives them to you like out of the blue, you know, for no reason. Just love that. And this is Stays On. Oh, it's always scary to stamp like in the uneven journal, right? And then you're like, oh, I should have stamped on a piece of paper. Oh, it was good. Okay. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of shading with my Stabilo. Just going around the edges. There we go. All right, and Stabilo is a water-soluble pencil, so now I'm going to come in. Oh, I missed. I don't want these leaves to think that they aren't important. Just kind of softens the edges a little. Missed another spot. If you want a little color, but you're afraid, see, I'm going to go back over this a little bit, this edge, and I'm going to soften it a little bit. The Pitt pen, the Pitt brush that I also sometimes use, it's a little less forgiving with this. The Stabilo, you can wet it, and then you can like rub it out of there and almost get rid of it. So if you are tentative, but you want to do some kind of shading, start with the Stabilo. So there we go. Be joyful. I'm just going to leave this. This is the card from my mom, and I love it. And the only other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add the prompt here. I'm going to add it back here. The prompt is garden. I'm putting it in my garden. And that's it. I did this little tip in just with some washi tape. And I added actual flowers from my garden. I hope you enjoyed watching. And if you learned something or you were inspired, please consider hitting like or subscribe. And if you have bicycles in your garden, let me know. I can't be the only lady collecting bicycles. Thanks for watching.